Annie, Bess, and Margaret Truman arrive in the Hawaiian Islands for a month of rest and relaxation. Daughter Margaret interrupts her singing career, and the former First Lady puts off domestic chores. President Truman visited Hawaii in 1950 en route to Wake Island and his conference with General MacArthur. This time, Mr. Truman relaxes. President Eisenhower helps launch the Bond-a-Month plan to increase the sales of U.S. savings bonds. Mary Pickford, America's sweetheart, and Mrs. Eisenhower are spearheading the drive. In the shadow of the Capitol, history repeats itself. Here is Miss Pickford selling World War I Liberty bonds. Today, House Speaker Joe Martin is among the early customers to respond to the call as once again Mary Pickford proves herself to be a vivacious sales lady of American liberty. General James A. Van Fleet is honored at farewell ceremonies at Fort McNair in Washington, D.C. as troops parade before the former commander of the 8th Army in Korea. Army Chief Lawton Collins and Army Undersecretary Earl Johnson congratulate him. The general gets a kiss from his proud wife at the end of a 37-year Army career. While the communists extend the olive branch of peace, in Korea their soldiers still make war. Men fight and die for battered bunkers and shell-scarred trenches on the barren rocky slopes. Daily, UN troops march into battle to pay in blood and pain for strategic hills. Observation planes and spotters on the ground seek out the dug-in Reds, stubbornly clinging to their outposts. UN airmen support their comrades as the free world wonders if at last peace will come to Korea. A rocket plane built to fly 1,700 miles an hour nestles underneath a giant B-29. Stripping away some of the secrecy surrounding the Bell X-1A, Air Force films show the bomber carrying the superplane on a test flight at Edwards, California. Launched in flight from the B-29, the tiny craft is designed to streak along at almost 2.5 times the speed of sound. Its 4 rockets are fed a mixture of alcohol and liquid oxygen. Dropping its wheels, the rocket plane can land on its own, although it hitched a ride upstairs. In the supersonic age, the X-1A is a powerful weapon in America's air arsenal. Aboard the carrier Princeton, a launching ramp swings the Regulus, the Navy's revolutionary guided missile, into place for firing. These missiles can also be fired from submarines. In flight, the Regulus resembles a conventional swept-wing jet fighter and can travel at supersonic or slow speeds. Remote or automatically controlled by piloted planes, the guided missiles are designed to extend and improve the defense and striking power of the Navy. With a tricycle landing gear and a parachute for a brake, the Regulus can be brought down safely and used again.
The circus is back in town. An opening night performance by the Ringling Brothers Circus in New York benefits the United Cerebral Palsy Fund, aided by stars of the entertainment field. Here's Warner Brothers' Danny Thomas doing some clowning. Dagmar and Gabby Hayes add to the excitement. Acting as ring mistress for the evening is Marlene Dietrich, who blows the signal for the big show to begin. Machines pour out thousands of soap bubbles. And here's a clown who's caught up by a parcel of rapscallions. Seems they want to shoot him off in a cannon. He lands safely, much to the relief of his audience. For people who want to get upstairs in a hurry, try this. Among the acts calculated to set the audience on edge is this trapeze performance. Starts out all right, but everything ends happily in the wonderful world of the circus. In Hershey, Pennsylvania, world figure skating champion Tenley Albright of Boston sets off to capture her 3rd title in the last 2 months. She hopes to retain her United States national crown, for which she is competing again in this performance. According to competition rules in the figure skating world, 10 points is the highest she can receive. Tonight, so close to perfection is she, one judge awards her 9.9 for her outstanding work. Competing against Miss Albright is 13-year-old Carol Heiss of Ozone Park, New York, who breezes through a breathtaking series of jumps and spins. Carol skates 3 hours each morning before going to school. Tenley Albright takes her third championship of the season by retaining her U.S. title. And Carol Heiss, smiling with joy, places second. Already a prize-winning veteran of international competition, Carol proves she's one of the best in the world despite her youth. In Chicago, the Windy City Boxers take on a New York team for the National Golden Gloves title. Sammy Williams, Chicago, in white trunks, faces Angelo Defendus, New York, in a middleweight bout. Williams downs Defendus in this tournament sponsored by the Chicago Daily Tribune and the New York Daily News. The crowd of 14,000 sees Williams' heavy belting earn him a TKO over Defendus in 2:16 of the second round to help put Chicago in the lead. Now Chicago's Bill Tate in white trunks sends William Ford of New York on a quick trip to the canvas in another middleweight bout. Ford tries to go on fighting, but it's the beginning of the end. And Tate helps Chicago to victory over New York by KOing Ford in the first round.